Yeah, there are lots of advantages and disadvantages about being a digital nomad. So advantages are like you can always be in nice place like here in Thailand, or in the summertime I'm in Ibiza, Spain, or in Alicante in Greece, Greek islands, in Italy, in Portugal, in Switzerland, my home country, also to see my family in France. I can be wherever I want. Uh, so that's a huge plus, of course, and also that you always meet new people, inspiring people who will you never meet in your home country. So you get inspired by other people. This can be people like they are financially free, they have made some investments in real estate, like they own like 5 apartments and get some passive income. So lots of people I met, they don't work at all, or they only work what is their real passion. They became like a yoga teacher or something else, what they love, or being a tennis trainer or a gym instructor, etc. Yeah, that's an advantage, and also that you can see after work, you can see a nice sunset, etc., or a sunrise in the morning. You go for beach walk in the morning, for a swim, snorkeling, diving, etc. Or yeah, it's a really beautiful lifestyle like that, and also yeah, you can discover so many different cultures, you meet people, and another benefit is, of course, you have quite low living costs, especially when you stay longer time in Asia, like in Thailand or Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Indonesia, etc., Philippines. So you have very low living costs for apartments, for food. Also can take like massages for very low prices, so you have a really relaxed lifestyle. And when I compare that with my home country, where you have to pay for a massage like 120 euros, whereas when I take a massage for an hour in Thailand, I pay like 10 euros or something for an hour. It's a huge difference. And yeah, definitely I have lower living costs, even though I have to pay for all the flights, etc. But that's something what I would also have if I would live still in my home country, because I also went there for vacations and always had some flights, like I don't know, 5-6 times a year. So that also costs money. And when you stay longer time, you get also better prices on Airbnb or on Facebook Marketplace, or on Booking.com, when you have the monthly discounts for hotels or apartments. So that's another advantage, the low living costs. Another advantage is, of course, the warm, sunny weather. So whenever it's in Europe winter time and it's cold, I can go to Asia or to South America, Central America, where it's warm, sunny weather. So you get also a lot of vitamin D, and you feel generally better, of course, than to stay in the cold and dark Europe in that time, which is another huge plus. So you feel more healthy, also you get less sick. And yeah, what I can tell about disadvantages is that you cannot really take your friends with you, so your friends will be in your home country unless they're also able to travel the world with you, and also being digital nomads, so that would be actually perfect. In my case, nobody of my friends is able to travel like me, so I'm on the road alone, but you continuously meet new people, but oftentimes you stay alone, because especially when you get to a new place, you need to search new people first, go to events, like this could be going to play paddle tennis, or you go to play volleyball, you go to spiritual events or to co-working spaces to meet new people. So that always takes time, of course, and you also have to work at the same time. So in my case I work 7.5 hours a day, five days in a week. So you also have to focus, of course, on the work, not only on the pleasure and meeting people. So that's not that easy sometimes, and especially when you move fast, like every 4 or 5 days another place, then it's very difficult to meet new people. Then you always also have the feeling like, what's the purpose to meet new people when you anyway leave the city or country or island anyway. So that's not always easy, but sometimes you meet people that can travel with you. So I met an Australian friend also here in Copenhagen some years ago, and he traveled with me for 2 months last summer in Europe. So we were traveling together in, I don't know, like 12 different countries in East Europe, Northern Europe, Scandinavia, in Spain, Croatia, also in Montenegro, which was a really good experience to travel with him. So I could also split the costs for apartments, etc. Especially Europe is more expensive than Asia, so that was good also to share the costs, apartment costs, to bring the costs down. Another disadvantage is, in my case, if you stay in Asia and you work European hours like I do, so I work from 2:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the winter time. So that means but I have a break always at the sunset time. So that means I can always go to watch the sunset and have dinner for 1 hour or more, and meet some people also, or going for a dance event sometimes even. So that's also crazy when you go in the break for a dance and then you go back to work after that and you're like pumped up with positive energy, which is also a nice thing. And especially when you see a beautiful sunset, it's amazing, and you forget about the work, and it's a totally different way of work than you would go to the office in your home country. And yeah, it's definitely nice. But when you work until 11 p.m. in Asia, that means also you every night actually missed all the evening events out where people meet in bars, etc. So you missed that whole thing, except on the weekend. But I usually meet then the people in the morning or lunchtime, etc., or in a co-working space, or in a co-working coffee. Yeah, but this can be definitely also a disadvantage, that your working hours. But there are different digital nomads. Some they can work flexible hours, they work when they want, and then there are some digital nomads like me who work strictly after European time. So they have office hours, they have to take customer calls like me. So yeah, that's another disadvantage. Another disadvantage which I can tell you when you travel long term, especially in Asia, that's maybe not for everybody a disadvantage, but for me it's definitely, I'm 2 meters high, so that's 6'6", and sometimes I really have problems with the beds here in Thailand because they are really hard, and me from Europe, I'm usually having a bed which is more soft, etc., which more comfortable to sleep. And oftentimes in accommodations here I have really sleeping problems, so then I have to take some sleep medicine, etc. So that's for me a huge downside in Asia generally, not only in Thailand, it's also in Vietnam or in Bali, etc., and Cambodia. So because they have different types of beds, so that but in the meantime I found some accommodations also in Copenhagen where I have a comfortable bed, where I have good sleep. But still, when I go to new places, you don't really know what expects you, what kind of bed, etc. And then you ask maybe for a topper, but oftentimes the topper even doesn't help to sleep better. And then I was in January for 1 month in Phuket, Rawai. And there I booked via real estate broker an apartment. I made a prepayment via bank transfer, and then I moved in. It was a beautiful apartment, but the bed was really hard. So she gave me then 2 different toppers where I couldn't sleep at all. Still, they were too thin. And then I bought by myself in a big store for a bedding store, etc. I bought a high quality topper for about maybe 50 euros or something, and then I was able to sleep a little bit better than before, but still it was not good. So that means also when you have bad sleep, you don't have a really good experience of the day because you feel like tired and sleepy, etc. But lots of times when I see the beautiful nature, the beautiful beaches, then you get energized again, but it's not every day, so it's like 50-50 of the days. So that's that's really a downside, the uncomfy hard beds here in Thailand especially, which is definitely better in Europe. You have better quality beds, or also in South America, and but not everywhere in Europe. For example, in Greece, in the islands of Naxos, for example, or Paros, I experienced also they have really hard beds to sleep on. So it's not everywhere in Europe where you have also always good comfortable beds.